by that machine, but I don't really have to really be there.
Here's everything you're going to need. This is here.
Okay.
I've got the number.
We had a question about the proton thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as well too. Those folks, all very good. Got it. Okay. All very good people. They actually trained me from the University of Florida. Yeah. So if you were to go down there and be treated, they would treat you extremely well. The long and short of it is, protons cost significantly more than conventional external beam radiation, which is given with what we call photons. The bang or the kill effect of the radiation is no different between the two. At this point, there is no established advantage in treatment with protons versus photons for head and neck cancer with respect to local control, survival, or side effects. The beam profile of a proton beam is basically able to kind of give radiation at specific depths, and then once you are superficial or deep to those depths, you basically have no deposition of dose of radiation. Having said that, the volume of what requires treatment makes it such that you still get side effects of dysphagia, dynaphagia, and some dryness of your mouth, etc. with protons, equally as you do with photons. What we do to approximate some of the dosimetric advantages of a proton beam is called intensity modulated radiation, where you can kind of sculpt the radiation to the volume of what it is that you're attempting to treat. In saying all of that, all the randomized trials and publications that we have that have actually looked at and compared protons versus photons for head and neck cancer with respect to local control, which is the most important thing, how well you're going to control the cancer.
Where are you going to put it?
Right. Yeah, well, no. Local control meaning how well does someone do following the treatment? Cure of the cancer is, I guess, a better term to actually use. So with respect to curability of cancer, there's no improvement with protons. With respect to side effects, there's no difference with respect to the severity and what side effects people experience. Going forward, there may be some things that, with computer generated.
More selected where it hits.
It, in theory, it is, but the technology isn't there with respect to being able to direct the beam and really have that direction of the beam yield people with fewer side effects with respect to radiation. So in essence, there's no advantage of you getting treatment, with photons or protons in comparison one to the other. The kill effect or the radiobiologic effect of the radiation is the same. The theoretic benefit of protons is again the beam profile of how the dose is delivered at specific depths. In theory, what that should do is yield a person treated with protons fewer side effects than a person treated with photons would experience. However, given the volume of what it is that we need to treat and how the radiation is being given in this day and age with proton beam in comparison to photons, randomized trials and data that has actually looked at patient A was treated with protons, patient B was treated with photons. What was the severity of their side effects and how different were they? There's no discernible difference between the two. To the point that insurance companies, which are responsible for reimbursement and actually covering you, have begged the question, well, if this particular modality of treatment is so much more expensive, where's kind of the bang that one would get for the buck when you compare head to head, there isn't a difference in local control of the tumor or the curability of the tumor, and you don't really have any advantage with respect to side effects experienced by persons. Now again, protons have been used in, I guess this is the first time I've said this, protons have been used in this country since the mid-'80s. Loma Linda was the first proton center in this country, And now there are several throughout the country, and the second one will be coming up in, Jacksonville with Scott Ackerman over near Mandarin. So he's putting in protons as well. The technology has become significantly less expensive. I think going forward with the advance of some of the computer modulation that you can do with protons, there may be some advantages that are rendered by treating patients with that. But in this day and age, as it stands right now in 2015, that hasn't been borne out to be really an advantage. But I can assure you that if you were to go down there and be treated, you'd be treated by really great people. They would do a great job. They may be who I am, so I can't say anything negative or disparaging about them. But in all honesty and sincerity, there's no real significant advantage from the standpoint of curing your cancer being treated down there. But if you wish to talk with them, I could definitely arrange that for you. Okay, I'll be right back.